The opposition in Ukraine has delivered an ultimatum to the president, calling for early elections, and they're threatening to set up a round-the-clock blockade of key government institutions if their demands aren't met. Protesters waving nationalist flags are staging a rally outside the government building in Kiev at the moment. NSRT's Irina Galushka reports. The protests that started out as pro-EU demonstrations have now become fertile ground for extremist groups.
Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes.
It's the official slogan of the hardline nationalist movement, known as the Ukrainian Insurgent Army, and a chant heard among the crowds in Kiev these days. Here are just a couple of these protesters' cheerleaders. Mr. Oleg Taghnibok, founder of the Nationalist Svoboda Party, and the man inspired by the actions of the UIA's wartime militias.
They took up machine guns and fought the Russians, the Germans, and the Jews, those who, quote, wanted to take away our Ukrainian land.
And this is Dmitry Korchinsky, another far-right activist from the radical nationalist Bratstva movement.
We need war. That's the main thing. An organization like ours can't exist without war.
Korchinsky is one of those suspected of arranging the bulldozer action in Kiev over the weekend. Both men represent the ultra-nationalist sentiment that is popular in Western Ukraine, which has traditionally gravitated towards Europe rather than Moscow.
We will fight for the European Union until the end, and even if they bring out tanks, we will win. Yanukovych must go. I'm ready to pick up an AK-47 and start shooting.
Up to 1,000 people go to Kiev every day. And our motto is, together till the end. Our resistance forces consist of Afghanistan war veterans and former security service officials.
Recent polls show the country is sharply divided on the issue, with more than 70% of those living in Western Ukraine favoring the deal with the European Union. But that drops to less than 30% in the east. In Kiev, what began as a campaign over trade ties with Europe is now descending into a rallying cry for Ukrainian nationalism.
When these people are being passed off as innocent kids who suffered during the peaceful protests, I'm sorry, I've seen others there who clearly were non-militant. And then there were others with knives in their pockets. Why would anyone do that when going to a peaceful protest?
Yet it seems to be escaping some of Europe and America's political heavyweights, that there is a rowdy right-wing driving force taking root. Irina Galushka, RT, Kiev.